night, House of Representatives adjourned sitting to honor member. FRSC warns motoring public to desist from carrying petrol in jerrycan while traveling. Good evening and welcome to NTA Ijebu News at 7. My name is Anthony Gandun. The news in details. President of the Senate, Godswill Akpabio, says the slogan of the present administration, Renewed Hope Agenda, can only work if all Nigerians, irrespective of political party, come together for the common goal. President of the Senate was speaking when Senior Special Assistant to the President on Community Engagement visited his office. National Assembly correspondent Lami Ali reports.
That the Community Engagement Forum, created by President Bola Tinubu, is to serve as the feedback mechanism from the 6 geopolitical zones of the country.
We are here before you not just as the President's aides, but also as our mentees, your children, and especially your daughter, to seek your support in our office, and also to collaborate with the leadership of the National Assembly.
If you can be a part of the committees for the constitutional review, so that for those zonal hearings that will be happening at the zonal level, we will be part of it, and we support the work the National Assembly is doing and contribute our own quota to it.
If you sit down in Abuja, then you are not doing justice to the office. The president that appointed you expects you to be the ambassador in your various zones. And that means if you are in any zone, irrespective of which party is ruling, you must give us feedback on the activities. Because at the end of the day, ours is to ensure that the entire Nigerian citizen is touched.
Prior to this visit, Senate adjourned plenary as it mourns the death of a House of Representatives member, Issa Dogoyaro, who passed away last Friday.
Similarly, the House of Representatives on Tuesday adjourned its sitting for the day in honor of a deceased member, Issa Dogoyaro, who died last Friday after a brief illness. Until his death, Issa Dogoyaro was member representing Babura Garki Federal Constituency of Jigawa State.
Dogoyaro was member representing Babura Garki Federal Constituency of Jigawa State. He also served as Deputy Chairman of the House Committee on HIV and AIDS. Twice malaria. Lawmakers were in sober mood on the floor of the House before Speaker Tajuddin Abbas announced adjournment of plenary, declaring as a tradition of the House whenever a member dies.
Send our deepest condolences. We share in your grief and honor the memory of a father and a patriot who gave so much of himself to the service of our dear nation. Today, as we mourn his untimely passing, we also celebrate the mark he left on our hearts and our nation.
Lawmakers, including family members of the deceased who were admitted into Green Chamber, silence in honor of the departed member. The House is to reconvene on Wednesday, the 15th of May, 2024.
Away from that, investors in the Nigerian solid mineral sector will no longer travel million miles to access information in the industry, but can get the needed data at their fingertips. This is the reality as the Ministry of Solid Mineral Development launches the Nigerian Mineral Resources Decision Support System software in Abuja. Mie Ogidi reports.
To launch this Nigerian Mineral Resources Decision Support System.
Nigerian Minerals Resource Decision Support System software unveiled. A marketing strategy in the ease of doing business in Nigeria. The chief driver of the ministry, Dele Alake, optimistic, the software softens the process for data acquisition.
With a click of a button, you can access all the information that you require to make an informed decision or informed investment judgment in the sector.
I am convinced that the solid mineral sector will not just be an alternative to the oil and gas sector, but the solid mineral sector will be a really big deal because that's what's coming up.
Dr. Dele Aleke is one of the best ministers we could always pray for. So we invested more than $250 million so that we can be able to employ, we can be able to fix our GDP, we can be able to sort all our problems. In this country, we have everything.
The software helps users navigate the diverse geological terrain of the solid minerals industry in Nigeria. Mie Ogede, NT News.
In view of dangerous inherent in carrying petrol stored in jerrycan while traveling, the Federal Road Safety Corps is advising the motoring public to desist from such acts and other unwholesome practices that could be inimical to the safety of road users. This is during an enlightenment campaign of the Ogun State Sector Command of the Federal Road Safety Corps leadership to union leaders operating in Kuto, transport union leaders operating in Kuto Motor Park in Abeokuta. Lekan Agbonde has the details.
The recent return of queues at the petrol stations across the country, occasioned by the scarcity of premium motor spirit, otherwise called petrol, has brought untold hardship to Nigerians with its attendant effects in all sectors of the economy. Stakeholders in the transportation sector are no doubt the ones who bear the brunt the most, a situation that has forced motorists, especially commercial drivers, to devise the practice of storing petrol in kegs to save cost and man-hour wasted at fuel stations while they transport the highly flammable product in their vehicles. It was for this reason and the danger inherent in the practice that informed the decision of the Federal Road Safety Corps, Ogun State Sector Command, to initiate this engagement to influence positive motoring attitudes among the drivers.
We are here to dissuade them from carrying these PMS in their various vehicles and stash them in jerry cans because of the negative effects of it. Once you stash this PMS in your boot, once you are caught in that bracket, will stop you from doing that because it negates the mandate of FRSC and will stop at nothing in making sure you do the right thing.
The FRSC boss warned against other infractions such as overloading, overspeeding, night driving, and failure to install speed-limiting devices in their vehicles. The leadership of the transport unions say the engagement is highly rewarding for the good of all.
And we already told our boss, our people about it, and we know that they will heard what they say in this morning, so we appreciate them. And we continue to enlighten our people and drivers about it.
The Federal Road Safety Corps says the synergy between the agency and transport unions will be intensified to ensure security and safety on the highways. In Abeokuta, Lekan Agbonde, NTA News.
We'll go on commercial break now. When we return, the news will continue. Stay tuned.
Calm down now.
Why do you sweat like a rubber?
My uncle no go bike. Uncle! Uncle, meet Andy. He has come to ask for my hand in marriage.
Good morning and good afternoon, sir. What about good night? Are you seeing a movie? What nonsense!
Son, you are in control.
No, sir. It's my parents in the village. I'm doing a video call since they can't be here.
Bẹ̀rẹ̀kẹ̀tẹ̀ jẹ́ àǹfààní ọgọ́rùn-ún mẹ́fà owó ìpè ọ̀fẹ́ àti àfikún ìdá ẹ̀ẹ́dẹ́gbẹ̀rin ní gbogbo ìgbà tó o bá fowó sórí ẹ̀rọ ìpè rẹ pẹ̀lú àfikún tó tó ìdá ọgọ́rùn-ún lórí ètò dátà. Bẹ̀rẹ̀kẹ̀tẹ̀ ètò ìpè àti dátà tó nípọn lẹ̀ bí orí àjànàkú.
Come back. Nigerian Armed Forces is intensifying efforts towards ensuring that military personnel are well equipped with the requisite vocational and entrepreneurship skill that will make them assets rather than liability to the society when they retired. The Chief of Defense Staff, Christopher Musa, while reiterating this during his maiden visit to Armed Forces Resettlement Center Oshodi, Lagos, re-echoed strict adherence to professionalism at all times. Joel Pukwola has the details.
The visit of the Chief of Defense Staff, General Christopher Musa, to the Armed Forces Resettlement Center, and top on the agenda is sustenance of the credibility of the center and expansion of its capacity. This is to ensure seamless reintegration of retiring personnel back to the civilian population. The Commandant of the Armed Forces Resettlement Center, Air Vice Marshal Adeniyi Ameshilola, says with upgrading of the infrastructure at the center, especially completion of hostels and connection to the Lagos State Water Corporation, the capacity of the center will be boosted. The products on display for the Chief of Defense Staff lays credence to the seriousness attached to the retirement plans of military personnel.
Before joining the military, we were civilians. If you are lucky, you served 35 years in the system, you must go back to being civilian. So it's always very important that we make sure that we prepare them for the future, because on retirement is a different ballgame together, and that's why we want them to be happier than when they're even in service. And this center gives them that opportunity to learn skills they are not used to.
For those who are still in active service, the CDS says dedication to duty, discipline, and respect for human rights is pivotal to symbiotic relationship with the civilian population.
Yeah, it's just for them to continue to remain very professional in what they are doing, remain very disciplined in their aspects. The president has continued to do so much for us. He loves the military. He wants the military to continue to improve in their own abilities.
Since it was founded in 1982, over 50,000 trainees have been trained in various categories, ranging from mid-level and senior courses, covering various areas of vocational skills, such as agriculture, especially modern methods like vertical farming. In Lagos, Joel Pukwola, NTA News.
Now to judicial matters. The arraignment of the immediate past Minister of Aviation, Hadi Sirika, and his brother by the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, before a High Court of Federal Capital Territory has been stalled.
Due to the fact that Sirika and his brother, Ahmad Sirika, who is the second defendant, were absent in court to answer to an 8-count charge bordering on alleged contract forgery and abuse of office. When proceedings commenced on Tuesday, the prosecution counsel, Oluwaleke Atolagbe, told the court that the defendants were not within jurisdiction and that they have not been served with the charge. He therefore asked the court for an adjournment to enable the commission serve the defendants and see that they are produced in court. The defense lawyer, Olaniyi Anjorin, aligned himself with the submissions of the prosecution counsel. The trial judge, Justice Suleiman Belgore, therefore adjourned to May 23, 2024 for arraignment of the defendants in the matter. Also joined in the suit as a co-defendant is Ahmad's firm, Engineers Nigeria Limited, which got the alleged contract.
Now to sports update.
The Federation of African Football, CAF, has unveiled the official match ball for the 2024-25 season. CAF says the ball for the upcoming season for the inter-club competition was named Ola, which is inspired by Africa's colors, art and tradition. The match ball was unveiled at the CAF Confederations Cup final first leg match between Morocco's RS Berkane and Egypt's Zamalek at the Municipal Stadium. So grassroots football, the 5th edition of the Jog on 13 football tournament has ended in Lagos with HB Utility Academy emerging champions. 64 grassroots football clubs from various communities in Lagos featured at the competition, which lasted for 4 months. HB Utility Academy defeated Zamalek from Lagos Island by 3-0 in the final. The tournament seeks to discover and develop future national players from the grassroots.
These young boys today showed promise. So you can tell that by the time these kids are in their teenage years, they are entering 20, they will be playing for Nigeria.
From here, they will be able to recruit and replenish
both the state teams and national.
In handball, Niger United and Safety Babes began the defense of their titles with victories at the first phase of the 2024 Andover Handball Premier League, which commenced in Benin City, Edo State. Men's defending champions Niger United defeated Benue Buffaloes 33-28, while the league runner-up, Tonja Marine Academy, beat Adamawa Warriors 4-7-33, and Kano Pillars left it late to get a slim 18-17 victory over Correction Boys. In the women's category, the defending champions Safety Babes continued their winning form with a 31-18 victory over newly promoted side Coas Babes, while Imo Grasshoppers beat Defender Babes 29-27. Sports update, Gift George, NTA News.
So much for the news tonight. Join us tomorrow for another interesting package. From me, good night.